Hi everyone, today is May 14th and I'm doing an update video, show you guys what is going on in the garden. Now I realized that there is a lot of shade in this end of my garden where my tomatoes trees are, so I have to figure out how I'm going to change that. I'm probably going to take a tree cutter and try to cut some of the branches down so that it doesn't block the sun from getting there, which is most likely this branch right here that needs to come down so that I can get some sunlight to my tomatoes. Now, you're probably wondering why I put my tomatoes at that end. If you watch any of the videos that I have from my first year, which was last year, I had the tomatoes here. They grew so big that it was literally blocking the sunlight from reaching the rest of my stuff, which I had next to it peppers, sorry. So I put them on that end to kind of prevent that from happening. So let us see what's going on. Strawberries, something I'm not really focusing on, but I figured I'd just show you what's going on in the strawberries. I only have this one that's growing. The rest of them died out. Now strawberries are one of those that you plant once and they keep growing back. This one unfortunately is the only one that's growing back. Here I have my sunflowers that are getting nice and big. Now this is the one that I didn't add the seaweed mineral, and this one I did. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. This I have to pull out, and these actually are very strong, so you actually have to dig them out, so I have to dig that out. Here I have my green beans. Now, I bought some bamboo. 3 bamboos. I made a little teepee effect. I took some twine and I wrapped it around here, and then I wrapped it to this so that it give it some extra strength. I tried to find a nylon trellis like this one, but I couldn't find one, so I decided to do that. Then I took my green beans and I brought it closer to the twine all the way around. It's actually doing pretty well. They're growing pretty nicely, except for this one little guy right here that's not doing too hot. But they're actually doing pretty well. I'm not worried if I lose a couple along the way because I have so many of them. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 on each side. So it's fine for me. I did notice that I have some things growing off the bottom here, off the side here. So I'm not really too worried about them as long as my green beans are doing well. Then I have over here the cucumbers. When I bought it, they each had 2 leaves. They're growing an extra leaf, and they're actually doing pretty well. Hopefully they start picking up speed. I have my eggplant. I have my jalapenos. I have my bell peppers, and I have the Big Bertha variety. I see a lot more leaves, not really difference in height wise. But I am going to check out my other videos to see if there is any height difference between any of my plants. My cherry tomatoes obviously have gotten some height on them. They're doing actually really well. And it does have some tomato, if you can see that right there. Then I have my better boys here, which have gotten some height, and they're getting a lot bushier as well. I have herbs here. I have my cilantro, which I'm finally seeing some cilantro going here. Typically herbs do not take that long to sprout, but apparently my herbs are taking a lot longer than I expected, which means that I put too much dirt over it. Remember, you basically put your seeds this big, so you get this much dirt on top. Herb seeds are very small, so you don't need that much dirt on top. My rosemary, I have some sage, some oregano that are finally coming up, basil coming up, dill coming up. So you kind of see all of the little plants coming up. These 2 haven't gotten anything yet. So I'm very happy to finally see some production on the herb fronts. I do have to check my previous video I did where I showed where the seeds are, because I don't think I planted anything in these 2, but I'm not really 100% sure. So then we have my broccoli, which is coming up, which makes me very happy. Last year, I didn't get any broccoli. It basically just bolted, and that was it. These two didn't survive. This one has a nice, good stem on it, but I honestly don't know what to do with this. I think I'm just going to pull this and this and maybe plant some garlic. I have another broccoli head growing up here. So they're actually doing really, really well, and I'm going to basically cut down that branch there to help with the sunlight. And then over here I plan on putting down some weed protection, pulling all this stuff out, and planting flowers, and doing a little bit of a memorial thing for my dad here. My compost tumbler, I threw some dirt in there, and as you can see, there's actually mushrooms growing inside, which means there is way too much moisture and not enough sun to heat this up. And I also plan on doing some corn in the front yard, and I'll show you that when I get that. So that's my update, and please take a look at my videos, just so you can see update. If you have any comments, please leave them. I am always up for some help. Okay, thank you.